This is the problem with Muslim communities in Britain, that middle class and higher people in Britain do not see. They don't know anything about this, and they just simply wouldn't recognise it if it jumped up and bit them in the face. And it will, eventually. I'm going to turn it down because, I mean, it's just them chanting and marching along. I don't even know what they're saying, but it can't be good, can it? It's not going to be like, we need to do more charity work. Is this, what are we going to do about this? We're just going to let this carry on, aren't we? We're going to do nothing, because criticising this would be Islamophobic. Oh, let's talk about integration, though. Come on, Lily Allen, what are we going to do? Any other virtue-signalling celebrities who want to talk about the Muslims in Britain? I mean, they're all just completely non-violent and passive, and why would they do anything? I mean, you can't see why these people would be causing trouble in their local communities, can you? I mean, that would be horrible to say. It's nothing to do with the political ideology they are so obviously following. These are already young men. Like teenage men being radicalised in front of your eyes. Being taught to act as a gang. And you think these people don't act as gangs? What do you think the interaction with these people in the local non-Muslim communities are? And I didn't say non-white. I said non-Muslim. Do you think Hindus get off lightly? How about Sikhs? What about the Chinese communities? What do you think these communities all just get off lightly with this kind of attitude? What the fuck do you think we're going to do? I want to know what your solutions are. I mean, what do you do about this? Look at kids. They're kids. And it's the adults are doing this, and they're training them to hate Britain. They're training them to reject democracy and Western values, and we're not doing anything to integrate them. We can't. There doesn't seem to be anything we can do. What are we going to do about this? Are we just going to leave this, are we? I mean, that just seems like a bad idea. But I guess if you live in a nice area of London that's, I don't know, 97% white, and the rent is something like $3,000 a month on your apartment, and to buy a house you need to be a millionaire, then I guess you don't see any of this. But if you live in Luton, or Bradford, or Birmingham, or Sheffield, or name a northern city, then you've probably seen this quite often. And this is why you voted leave. This is why you want to get control of immigration. You need to, because look at the fucking thing that's happening. I'm not talking about like, oh, white genocide in that bollocks. No, this is a problem politically. Do you understand? This is a problem and temporally for the people who have to live near it. It's not that anyone's being driven out or massacred or anything, but this is still a giant social issue in Britain, and something has to be done. I mean, these people are going to have to have explained to them that this is not an Islamic country. We are a secular country. We have a different law to Sharia law, and they have to accept that. There can't be any compromise either. We can't have some Sharia law, because it'll end up dominating these communes, which I'm sure it already does. These communities, these isolated enclaves. And I'm sure it already does. I'm absolutely sure it already does. I mean, there are 80 plus Sharia courts in Britain. That's criminal. That's absolutely criminal. Do you think that women, gays and lesbians are getting a fair hearing in these Sharia courts? You'd have to be fucking mad, wouldn't you? You'd have to be absolutely mad. Do you think it's easy to speak out against them? Of course it's not. Look at this. They live in closed communities. They're going to be stigmatised and ostracised at best if they go to the authorities to report this. What are we going to do? What is going to be done? You can't just leave this. Do you understand? If you leave this for long enough, an open wound that just keeps getting worse, they will elect a worse and worse and worse person. Every time. At the moment, Theresa May is incredibly mild compared to what will eventually be seen. I mean, like, honestly, people are like, oh yeah, Geert Wilders, he's anti-Islam, anti-immigration, he wants anti-EU. Yeah, he's a hero because we don't like those things either. Yeah, okay. But honestly, I think Wilders might actually be the sort to go way too far. I'm just saying, he really strikes me as the type. And I don't want to see that future. I don't want to see us go down this road again. And it actually looks like we may end up going that way, because we took in people who do not want to conform with our way of life. And more than the fact they don't want to, they actively want to usurp and overthrow it. And it's not something I like. This is not something I want to talk about. This is not something I want to have to address. But come on. I mean, I'm a moderate, liberal, centrist kind of person. I'm a universalist. I want human rights for all. I want everyone to be treated equally under the law. I want everyone to have equal opportunity. But these people don't want that. And I think they will act in their own best interests as a group, rather than in the best interests of the citizens of this country, the common good. And what's going to be done about this? But you will never get anyone like Sam Chris or Owen Jones or anyone like that addressing any of this. They'll never say anything. I'm going to tweet this at them. They won't say a damn thing. What are you going to do? What can be done? Do you think, what, we're going to just submit to Sharia? Are we going to submit to Islam? I imagine that Owen Jones probably would, because he's a giant fucking cuck. Just like all of his cronies. Guardian writers. Fucking Guardian readers. Just... I don't even know. I'm... Well, I don't know what the comments will be like on this video. People going, well, Deus Volt. Whose fault is this?